this is a wealthy couple who's like traveling the world. Like, why should this couple get a taxpayer subsidy for healthcare when working families are paying taxes to subsidize them? It makes no sense.
Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Bedford, and I'm here with commentary editor Conn Carroll. Conn, the shutdown is still going on. Really no end in sight. Democrats are still holding tight to this demand that Republicans help them extend Affordable Care Act subsidies. Republicans are saying they might actually do this, but only if the government is reopened, right? Why would Republicans offer this concession for, it seems, the next funding fight?
Well, you never know what they're going to do once negotiations begin, but it's been pretty clear, and the Republicans should not negotiate until the shutdown is over. But a lot of the claims that the Democrats are making about the subsidies that what happened to premiums after the subsidies are just false. So, for example, a lot of Democrats have been running around claiming that that the premiums would double, people's would double if these bonus subsidies lapsed. And that's just not true. This was based off a Kaiser Permanente Family Foundation study, which the authors of that study, when contacted, later admitted that it was not true, that they messed up on the graph they had done if all the subsidies expired, not the bonus subsidies. And if that same study, what they did find out is that premiums would go up by 20%, which is still $50 to $100 a month, but it's not doubling of studies that you'd have. So the harm caused by these bonus subsidies going away are just not as grave as Democrats make it out to be.
Senator Amy Klobuchar, a Democrat, has taken quite a bit of backlash on social media for highlighting what she seemed to present as a typical case of what would happen to families, but it was a pair of well-off young retirees who are doing better than many working families whose premiums would go up. Walk us through, what are Democrats thinking with that kind of messaging?
Well, the people that are going to get hit by the highest premium hikes are wealthy people like this couple. This is the early retired couple. So it's a 50-year-old and a 58-year-old who are living off a $127,000 a year pension. Okay, so these people are well beyond the poverty line. But what the Biden bonus subsidies did that are running out is that in addition to plussing up everyone's premiums, they also removed the income cap. So under the original Obamacare legislation, if you made more than 400% of the poverty line, you just didn't get any subsidies at all. But Biden got rid of that cap. So you have a lot of these wealthy couples, who make a lot of money, who are getting subsidies that never got subsidies before. And of course, the premiums that they pay out of pocket are going to go up. But this is a wealthy couple who's like traveling the world. Why should this couple get a taxpayer subsidy for healthcare when working families are paying taxes to subsidize them? It makes no sense.
Now, Republicans, on the other hand, there are some fissures in the ranks. You have Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene saying, let's go ahead and extend the subsidies. Do Republicans need to come up with some sort of alternative vision rather than just helping Democrats slap Band-Aids on this broken program?
Absolutely. Maybe not so much an alternative vision, although that would help, but they definitely need something to tell people look, Obamacare isn't working. These healthcare premiums are out of control, and there are things we can do to lower them. And in a Washington Examiner exclusive, John Thune admitted as much in an interview this week. Now, what those specifics are, we'll see, but it really should be about trying to expand the supply of healthcare instead of just subsidizing demand. Because that's all Obamacare does, is shove more money into the system and doesn't let it grow the amount of healthcare we're actually providing. So some ways you can do this is expand the number of doctor residency provisions, allow nurse practitioners to perform more of the things that doctors do unsupervised, as well as also to allow more crackdown on hospital murders, things like this, stuff that you get more of a creation of more doctors, more nurses providing care, and so that way you increase supply and bring down prices.
But still working within the system of the Affordable Care Act, we're just going to leave repeal and replace in the dustbin of history?
No, there are also more that Republicans can do to expand the markets for health insurance outside of Obamacare. So not necessarily, repealing Obamacare entirely, but basically legalizing health insurance plans that don't fit the regulatory framework of the ACA.
Well, Conn, thank you for teaching me a bunch of new fancy healthcare words. You can find more from Conn and the rest of the commentary team at washingtonexaminer.com.